You know, the oil crisis that is before us is getting worse and worse every day, and soon we're going to need a lot more of these windmills. And this interests me because I'm an environmental engineer, and I hope to be working with things like this in the near future. So, brief history of windmills. Humans have used the power of wind forever, but the original windmill originated in China somewhere around 500 BC, and they didn't really use it for much. They used it to create almost like when the wind would turn the windmill, it would turn an axle, which they would just use to grind, grains and such into flour to make bread and whatnot. In the 11th century, people in the Middle East began using it a lot more widespread for pretty much the same thing. The first wind turbine, which is a windmill that generates electricity, came around in 1890 in Denmark, and the modern, and it just evolved into what we have today. So we're going to, all right, the modern wind turbine. Today the wind turbine is used to generate electricity, or generate wind energy into electricity. They're usually placed in high wind areas such as farm fields, or sometimes you'll even see them built out in the ocean because there's nothing to block the wind in the ocean and it just kind of soars right through it. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, the popularity of the wind turbines themselves fluctuate with the relation to natural gas and oil prices, so pretty much any fossil fuel you can think of. As the price of fossil fuels rise, so does the popularity of windmills because it's a renewable energy resource, you don't need fossil fuels to work it. A lot of European countries have really embraced the windmill a lot more than America has. And it's not to say it's a bad thing, but America is starting to use these wind turbines a lot more, and they're starting to catch up with the European countries, such as France. The future of wind turbines. I think the future of wind turbines is going to be a great one. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of these pop up because, as I said earlier, the price of oil continues to rise and we continue to deplete a lot of our natural resources. And wind energy is the fastest growing source of worldwide energy according to ABC News. And I think that this has a lot to do with the fact that a lot of the other renewable energy resources are really expensive, such as solar panels. Those are pretty expensive in relation to the wind turbines, which it's pretty much a one-time cost unless it breaks, but they pay for themselves within only a few years. The new technology we have continues to improve every day as people continue to research new methods to harvest the wind energy. So we're going to see a lot more efficient turbines and such to generate a lot more electricity over the years. Now I have here a chart with a lot of different types of wind turbines on here. I have the most common one labeled. We just want to pass it around. And I have this thing. Do you know how you turn this thing on? Just click the button.
Right there. In front of it. Okay, good. Go to document count.
Where is that?
Touch the screen. Yeah, document count.
Okay, I have here a chart that shows how much wind energy we have generated over the years.
The head is moved. You straighten the head up. There you go.
Okay. Over the years, so as you can see, in 2006, our production was a lot lower than it was in 2011, simply because the price of fossil fuels has been continuously rising since 2006 with the oil crisis and whatnot. And I expect this trend to continue throughout the years because, we keep depleting the oil and it's not going to get any cheaper because there's just going to be less and less of it every